Okay, recording this video. It is 11:17 a.m. Chicago time, Friday the 11th of November, Veterans Day, and the market's fairly kind of quiet today. I've been done trading for a while. I'll tag on my day trades, but just to comment on what's happened over the last couple of days. So we had the huge sell-off on Wednesday with all the news out of Europe with Italy kind of spiking up in terms of bond yields and so on. We kind of collapsed 3 or 4%, and we ended up with an exhaustion selling signal down here on the 40,500 tip bar chart at support. Blue professional bars kind of coming in at the low, and I said we'd have a bounce from there because at that point, all the sellers have sold. And that's what's happened in the last couple of days. So this is Thursday. We kind of initially came up, hit resistance, came back in, found support. Support kind of printed a little bit later, but you can see that blue professional bar kind of coming in at the lows, less selling than at the kind of bottom of this market, and then that's kind of been the energy that's propelled us forward into this trend move up from kind of 1230s, 1225s, whatever the low was, and today we're up in the 60s and through resistance here on the 40,500 tip bar chart. On the 13,000 tip bar chart, you can see here's the sell-off that we had, exhaustion selling, finding this kind of bottom down here, and that's the end of Wednesday's trade. All the blue professional bars kind of coming in at the end of the day, and then the next time we kind of came back in to test those lows, very weak selling, all the blue professional bars kind of come in. It was also support on the 13,500 tip bar chart, and you can see at the end of yesterday, this sell-off, this kind of down move that we had was a really weak kind of retracement on the smaller frame charts. It was just like a complex correction on the way down. And you can see on this time frame it's all amateur down bars on this kind of retracement move, and then we find bearish divergence at this point here, bullish divergence at this point here, very weak selling after having kind of a little bit of exhaustion, buying volume, kind of weak selling at that point, and then we kind of rallied on. So that was kind of almost like the move kind of getting going. The signal we've had today at the highs here up in the 60s. Here are the blue professional bars kind of coming in again, flush signal here, so a weaker kind of buying signal up the top there. Two of my trades were long trades. One was short, and kind of managed to get out of my short trade with a small profit, so I was happy with that. On the 4,000 tip bar chart, you can see this trend move kind of setting up. So from yesterday's close, kind of down here, all those blue professional bars at the end of the day, kind of just seeing what it would do. Initially, we kind of just broke out after the close, settled in, and then kind of just rallied on. Quite a lot of blue professional bars into the open, interestingly, and that was one of the reasons why I was thinking about kind of that this move actually kind of might reverse and go short kind of early on, but we've had exhaustion buying up here at 64, 65, and it's kind of coming off a little bit. Just to explain, on the 1500 tip bar chart, these are the trades I took. So here's a red vertical dotted line for the open. Because we had all those blue professional bars kind of coming into the open, we had exhaustion selling and so on. I was looking to get short, but first entry was a long entry at the pullback here. So went long at that point. Blue professional bar kind of comes in right at the pullback level. I got out way too early. I only made 1.25 points, and this thing went for a little bit. And then when it started to roll over, I thought, oh well, up here after the Rambo patterns here, I was thinking this looks very weak. We'd have end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart in a couple of different places. So I tried to get short here, but just wouldn't cooperate. Just didn't want to go. And so as soon as it came into support here on the 1500 tip bar chart, kind of went long again at 57.50, took off like a rocket, and got out with 3 points. So, but it was good for another 2 into this move, and has actually kind of gone a little bit further. But you can see this just gradual topping out kind of pattern after exhaustion buying, bearish divergence, another Rambo signal up here, weaker and weaker selling kind of going on. But it's pretty slow. It's Veterans Day. I think a lot of people not trading today. I don't think the banks are open. Don't think bonds are trading. And it's the weekend, and we tend to have a little bit of kind of positive bias coming into the weekend. So when I'm done after 3 trades and 5.5 points, so I'm happy with that. And I wouldn't want to be trading in this kind of just slow market right now. So just a quick point on the website. I've been hacked, and I haven't known it for about 3 weeks. Had a couple of messages from Tom B, Michael S. Thank you very much for telling me that I'd been hacked. And when I looked at my code and looked at what I could see from my side of my site, I hadn't been hacked, so I just ignored it. Well, turns out it was a very clever little hack. It's a farmer hack. It's actually getting quite well known. A lot of people with WordPress blogs like me have been kind of hit, and all of a sudden, Google's kind of delisted me with, so I normally come up on top of searches for things like Emini Trading, and I'm buried from Google's perspective. So hopefully I'll get that fixed in the next couple of days. Got some good help from my guy Vladimir helping me on that. So hopefully that'll be done, and the site will kind of look less hacked going forward anyway. So just a note, enjoy your weekend, hope your trading went well. Long 54.75, and the reason for getting long, we're just coming to support on the 1500 tip bar chart, the pullback level here. Want to go short kind of badly because we've had all these kind of exhaustion signals here, blue professional bars coming into the highs and so on. But because we had a little cluster of blue professional bars coming out that pullback level, which also has coincided with support on the 15, I think we're just going to test back up a little bit again. So just long 54.75, and let's see if it goes a little bit further. Okay, we just had a little bit of a punch upwards. It was amateur down bar on the 1500 tip bar chart, just kind of settling in here. Now we've kind of just gone for a little bit of a rush. Just playing this pullback to end of trend on the 1500 tip bar chart. 58.75 is the target just up here. Blue professional bar breaking the highs of that. 57s. It's a little bit quieter today because it's veterans, but whoa, here we go. We're going to blue professional bar. I'm guessing kind of taking profits up there because we've had our exhaustion signal here. Not looking for kind of the normal kind of exhaustion signal with an 8,000 type reading. Okay, flush just came in on the 500 tip bar chart with the amateur bars up here. So just hoping for just a squeeze past 58s. There'll be some stops kind of triggered around here. I'm not sure if that was just them getting hit, but just wait until this finishes in terms of a cyclical. Come on back. In terms of a cyclical turn, another flush signal. Just a little bit of a spike down, so still holding out for 58.75. End of trend's just gone off on the 1500 tip bar chart. Blue professional bar here on 15, but it was kind of almost like on this retrace just here, and we're just breaking the highs of it. So this is end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart as well. Or it's the dirty end of trend because the pullback was violated. I'm just looking for a little bit more. Come on, about 56 even. Just doesn't look like it wants to pop. It's kind of just gone a little bit quiet. And there's a blue professional bar on going up, and we kind of went towards the lows. There's blue professional bar coming on the 1500 tip bar chart, so that's okay. It's for 1 1/4. Let's see what else kind of sets up. It's kind of around the reversal time should be looking at. So the question is, these blue professional bars on the way down, are they actually just getting short, or are they just playing a little bit of a buying the pullback? So let's see, let's wait a while. Well, what do you know, there we go, 58.75 just got hit. So we kind of came back to support on the 500 tip bar chart and then just raced away. Looked to me as if it was a weak move up because we kind of had amateur up bars kind of heading up here, but let's see what it comes out being up here when this bar kind of finishes, whether that's kind of amateur Rambo pattern or something like that on a 1500 tip bar chart, or a flush or something. There we go, flush, another flush on the 500 tip bar chart. So let's think about getting short somewhere. Short 58.50, short 58.50. So Rambo pattern just popped up on the 1500 tip bar chart there. Flush signal on 500 and a Rambo pattern up at the top. And we won't know until this kind of comes down on better momentum what that reading is, but could well be a flush. Okay. So it just wants to spike a little bit, but it's fairly weak buying. Yeah, going to sit through some heat as per usual, too early. Anyway, so exhaustion buying signals on the left shoulder, pull back to end of trend with a bearish divergence, and Rambo up there. Hopefully this is flush when it kind of rolls over, and I don't have to sit through too much heat. 4500 tip bar chart, all these blue professional bars after the open, bearish divergence kind of come in, so I think it's trying to roll. And yeah, fairly strong uptrends here and here, but anyway, so and was that just, so that was another Rambo pattern, just came in on the 4500 tip bar chart there, double one on 15, coming back down, double one here. So let's see, feels good. Okay, we've just been sitting on this and it's just been cruising around this 58, 59 level and just kind of broke down. We've got support kind of due on a couple of time frames, but you know, seemingly we've kind of lost a little bit of juice here, so we might be kind of falling down. These bearish divergence patterns. Wasn't a flush on 15, pity, looked like it might be, but it was just divergence signal. So at this point here, okay, support just coming in, might have a little bit of a test. So 54.50 is the target, which looks possible if we fall through support that comes in here into a little bit of a trend move. So kind of sat through this heat. It's very quiet again, so that's fine. Let's see, it's kind of coming back down now. No blue professional bar kind of comes in at low, which is good. 57.25. At 57.25, just for a point and a quarter, just blue professional bar kind of came in here on the 500 tip bar chart. We're hanging around support here. We've also got support kind of due on the 1500 tip bar chart. I don't know, just it's gone really quiet. It was really quiet up here, really quiet down here, so rather just be out for 1 and a quarter. It's just gone along 57.50, and I don't know, let's give this one more shot. The reason for going long, so the blue professional bar kind of came in on the 500 tip bar chart. This last move down was amateur down bar, and we're seemingly holding here. Support's coming on the 1500 tip bar chart, so we could just kind of test back up with this kind of swing here. There's no kind of blue professional bars, no amateurs, nothing here, but no one was in any hurry at 57 to get short, so you know, it is in an uptrend, so let's here we go, we might get a little break back up, so let's see. Okay, so here we go. First of all, we had a Rambo pattern, so kind of amateurs leading the charge, and we dropped back, but then we got an amateur down bar just down here into the lows, and we kind of bounced from there. So it just shows that's kind of a congestion point, and we're just kind of breaking above that. So I know we got resistance due on the 500, but we're playing this swing, so let's see. Probably it's really weak in terms of buying, right on the zero line here, but let's see, still holding out. 61's the target, 61.5's the target, which seems a heck of a long way away, but you know, if we do get a blow-off move, who knows. Okay, kind of tricky here. This is amateur up bars, Rambo pattern on 500 tip bar chart, amateur up bar 15 and 45. High is 59.50. I suppose if we hit it again, we'll run a bunch of stops. So there's a chance we can get out higher, but I'm ready to like dive out and reverse. Just because you can see these three things, we're finding it difficult. But I'm just waiting for this to run out of time. But we're so close, you know. It's like you can just imagine people trying to gun it up 359.5. So just hanging out, just seeing what happens. Go right under 59.50. So might be a whole bunch of stops triggered if we push it through. I mean, typical kind of professional game here. And then 61.50 might get hit with a sudden rush. So let's see, we just need a quarter point more just to see if there's some fireworks. A whole bunch of demand at 59.25. So here we go. Bang, triggered a whole bunch there. So let's see if we get another little lift. Excellent, there we go. Alright, we're almost there. 7,000 on better momentum. So we might get a pro signal exit as well. Just wait and see. 60.50. Couldn't hold. Just felt a little bit lucky there. So 8,000 on better momentum. There's no blue professional bars. Yeah, I know. And we're just going to cruise through to 6150 most likely, but exhaustion buying. Just with the Rambo patterns previously, I think this is a dodgy kind of move just to kind of freak people out. And at 6050, that's 3 points, and gives me 5.5 for the day. So I'm quite happy with that. And now it just wants to pop. So let's see what it finally reaches. And so just a few minutes later, and we finally got to 62.5 was the peak up here. So that was 1 past my target and 2 past my exit. Had blue professional bars kind of come in, and ended up being a flush signal here. Got a pullback and an uptrend on the 500 tip bar chart, so this might run to an end of trend, or after these things get extended, sometimes the pullback level just kind of gets broken. But on the 1500 tip bar chart, we went end of trend, and then second cyclical turn after end of trend. I know we'd had all these exhaustion buying signals here kind of pre the end of trend. Normally this is good, but it did kind of want to run again, and we ended up with a flush signal. So yeah, we'll see whether it's a good time to short it. But I'm out, I'm done for the day. But whether this kind of turns around, interesting. Anyway, it's that kind of a day where it's kind of I feel as if being gamed up a little bit. It is Friday going into the weekend, and it's Veterans Day. So hope you traded well today.